Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use AI to help you understand the structure of your free writing. The free writing is supposed to be a little bit messy. You're not really sure what the organization should be, but you're just trying to get your ideas out there. That's sometimes the most important thing, is just getting your ideas out there. And all of you know how to have a basic understanding of structure anyway. This is just a way to use AI to help you get a little more clarity on your structure. So let's take this free write. I'll read it for you. So I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but I've been thinking a lot about being tired lately. Not tired like sleepy, but tired in my head, like the kind where you wake up and you're already annoyed. Today I got up and the first thing I thought about was the dishes in the sink, even though it wasn't that many, but it felt like a lot. I don't know why small things feel big lately. Maybe I'm making it big, not sure. And then I remembered I told myself I'd go for a walk in the morning, and of course I didn't again. I keep making plans like that and not doing them. It's annoying. Also, I keep thinking about how my friends saying I should slow down, but I don't even know what that means exactly. Like, how do you slow down when everything feels urgent? Maybe nothing is urgent and it's just in my head. I don't know. Even right now, while I'm writing this, I feel I'm supposed to be doing something else, but I don't know what that thing is. So I'm just writing, but also thinking about the laundry I haven't folded and groceries and the text message I didn't answer. And honestly, none of that is important, but it still feels important. Yesterday, I snapped at the guy at the store because he moved too slow in line. Not yelled, just a rude sigh, but still, I never used to do that. Maybe I'm becoming impatient, or maybe I'm just stressed all the time and it's coming out in weird ways. I don't like that. I miss feeling normal, or whatever normal used to mean. I miss not thinking about everything all the time. I want to feel calm again, but I don't know how to get there. I don't know if any of this makes sense. I'm jumping around a lot. I don't even know what the point is. Maybe I just needed to say it or write it or whatever. Maybe it'll make more sense later when I look at it again. Okay, so this is a bit messy, but that's okay. That's the point of a free write. This is a way to just help you get your ideas out there and not think too hard. So let's get to a new chat, and here's what I'm going to say. This is my free write. Please analyze the structure only. Oop. Identify the main idea, the natural sections, and which structure fits best. Do not rewrite it. Do not change any ideas. Okay, so that's very important. Okay, so the main idea is you're feeling mentally tired and overwhelmed by small tasks and unsure why everything feels urgent or stressful. You're trying to understand this tiredness and your recent reactions, but you don't have clarity yet. So there are four basic sections according to the ChatGPT, right? So section one is mental tiredness and small problems feeling big. So you're waking up irritated, small tasks feel heavy, you're failing to meet small plans, right? Constant pressure and too many thoughts. So you're struggling with the idea of slowing down. Everything feels urgent, even though you know it isn't. You got racing thoughts and so on. There's also a change in behavior and emotional discomfort. So you're worried that the stress is affecting you, and you have a desire for relief, but you're uncertain about how to get there. And then you have a reflection about the writing. You're not sure if there's a point. You're hoping it will make sense later. Okay, so it sounds like the best fit here is probably a more reflective structure. You're focusing on experiences and then interpreting them. There's no story really, and there's no problem or solution kind of idea. You're just kind of getting your idea. You're just, I guess, talking about what's bothering you. Okay, so here's a suggestion for the structure: experience, interpretation, self-evaluation, and then an open-ended conclusion. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to help me with that structure. Please reorganize reorganize my free write, keep my ideas, voice, and tone. Do not add new content, but please reorganize everything into a more logical structure. Okay, so here's the reorganized version. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask ChatGPT to help me explain why it was changed. So it's saying, if you want, I can also show you why each part was grouped together or help you turn this into a more polished, reflective paragraph while still preserving your voice. Please do so. Okay, so what it's doing here now is it's explaining why it's moving things around, and this is a great opportunity for you to learn about structure, right? Based on your own writing. So it's focusing first on your experience. Okay, and you can read this in more detail. And then the next part is focusing on your interpretation, trying to understand why everything is happening. And then the last part is about self-evaluation. And then finishing with a conclusion. So let's go with option B here, which is a cleaner or more polished reflective paragraph. Okay, so option B, something that you might want to submit, right? Okay. I'm going to say one more thing. Can you put a side-by-side comparison with the original free write and summarize the changes? Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so you can see, and you can pause the video if you want to. Actually, that's too small. Okay, or too big. Okay, I think one more thing I can do is please revise it for a more academic style essay with proper structure. Okay, so this is something that a lot of you are looking for in your writing, is to make it more professional, more academic. And I can just ask ChatGPT to do that, but what you want is to still have your original ideas based on that free write. So I'm going to read this, and then I'll give you the side-by-side comparison. So recently I've been reflecting on a persistent sense of mental fatigue that does not feel like ordinary tiredness. It is a kind of exhaustion that begins the moment I wake up, before the day has even started. Although I am unsure exactly why I'm experiencing this tiredness or what it means, it has been affecting my daily tasks, my interactions with others, and my overall sense of calm. So, this mental tiredness appears most clearly in the way small responsibilities feel disproportionately large. For example, when I woke up this morning, I immediately fixated on the dishes in the sink, even though there were not that many. Despite knowing this, the chore felt overwhelming. I also remembered that I had planned to take a morning walk, but once again failed to follow through. I keep making small plans like that and not completing them, which has become increasingly frustrating. These experiences make me question why ordinary tasks have started to feel so burdensome and whether I am unintentionally magnifying them. Another pattern I've noticed is a persistent feeling of urgency, even when nothing in my life is truly urgent. A friend recently told me to slow down, but I'm not even sure what that means when everything feels important and time sensitive. Even as I write this, I have the sense that I should be doing something else, even though I cannot identify what that something else is. My mind jumps to the laundry I have not folded, the groceries I have not bought, and the text message I have not answered. Rationally, I understand that none of these tasks are urgent. However, they still occupy my thoughts and create an ongoing feeling of pressure. This ongoing stress has also influenced my behavior in ways that concern me. Yesterday, I snapped at a man in a store because he moved too slowly in line. I did not yell, but I sighed in a rude way that I would not have done in the past. This moment made me wonder whether I am becoming more impatient or whether stress is manifesting in ways I do not fully understand. I do not like seeing myself behave this way. I miss feeling normal, whatever normal used to mean, and I miss not constantly thinking about everything. What I want most is to feel calm again, but I am unsure how to return to that state. So, although my thoughts feel scattered, I am not entirely certain what the point of all this reflection is. Writing these ideas down has helped me acknowledge how I've been feeling. Even if this reflection does not fully make sense now, I hope that revisiting it later will provide more clarity. For the moment, recognizing these patterns, mental fatigue, urgency, behavioral changes, and a longing for calm feels like an important first step toward understanding what is happening to me. ChatGPT can give me more suggestions. We're going to stop it here, but just to let you know that these options are available. So you can get a more formal version, a shorter paragraph, a 5 paragraph essay, and so on. Let's go with this last one here. Actually, that'll be our last one. Okay, so you can read this in more detail, but basically it's explaining the changes that were made. So there's a clear introduction. Okay, group the ideas into body paragraphs, each one focusing on a single topic. Also added topic sentences, which is great. And then there are also more transitions between the ideas. Okay, so the great thing to do is when you're writing and using ChatGPT to help you write is you know a lot of these things already, but ChatGPT can not only change your writing for you to make it, I guess, better, but it will also explain what those changes are so that in the future you'll have a better idea of what to do. If you're going to use ChatGPT anyway, that's fine, that's normal, but it's really good to understand why ChatGPT is making those changes. And I really think that you need to start with the free write with your own ideas, even if it's not very clear, but you want to get your ideas first, and then you can use ChatGPT to help you. Don't use ChatGPT from the beginning because then it's not going to sound like your real ideas. Start with your own writing first, even if the grammar is not good and it's not very well organized and the vocabulary isn't advanced. Just start with your own writing first, okay?